for lack of a better idea. We're live though. Is there anybody in the chat? I can't see.
Are we live to Spaceship Earth?
Hello. Can anyone hear us? Is anybody getting our transmission?
I can check right now.
Don't you ever say I just walked away. I will always want you. I can't live a lie.
You're playing some shitty fucking music right now. That's way too loud.
I am, yes.
Alright, cool.
My ongoing bit of just having music play as I when I'm in between streams. Go poke it now, I guess. Yeah, Aevee, have you heard about this new PS3 stream?
No. Tell me about the new PS3.
Or not stream, emulator. Well, I guess it's not an emulator, but there's a patch for Drakengard 3 that fixes the frame rate. And the thing I've discovered is that this game is way easier when you can actually see what you're doing. Like the side missions of Accord are still a nightmare to do, but so far it's like I'm like, oh, I can my boss fights that I'm doing aren't disasters to do. Actually, I'm gonna stop this Katy Perry. There we go.
Thank God.
How come I can't hear the Katy Perry?
Cause I'm streaming to you guys in the VIP lounge, just the Drakengard 3 screen and not my desktop audio, because then it would be looping you guys in as well.
Yeah.
You are all mixed in with the audio sound for the stream.
So the two of you live in your own personal sound hell.
I think Robbie just
myself.
opened the Twitch chat and was listening.
Yeah.
in.
Yeah, I just checked it to see if the levels were fine. And they seem fine.
Yeah, Robbie's a mod as well.
Yeah, I can only do that because I'm a moderator.
Look at you.
Yeah.
But it also means, Aevee, that because I can emulate this game, which by the way I did legally rip from my own personal copy.
That is true. Jake did do that.
And
That's so good.
yeah,
I really
I
hope
had to.
Sony Entertainment.
I had to order like one of those like Blu-ray like players that you hook up to your computer, but is like a specific brand in order to rip it. It was not very fun.
Wow.
But you know, I was really serious about it, and I definitely didn't just go to a Russian tracker and find everything I needed.
That's so responsible of you. The Sony Entertainment Corporation is going to be really happy about that.
Yeah, I think they're also going to be really happy because I bought the DLC, which I don't think anyone did, so I get to have these pretty outfits that we can put. That we can put.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Just, like, fucking dress up.
I can dress like Kaim and
That's
Fure
good, actually.
and Mana and Eris, all from the first Drakengard, and I can also dress as Nier and Kaine.
Good lord. Kaine's outfit undefeated.
It's so
Truly.
funny because you put it on and it's just immediately it's like, yeah, that does match your character like perfectly because she is just the Kaine of this game.
Great, she's just Kaine too. I like Kimes actually. I like a butch look for her.
No, it looks really good. It also halves her stamina, so this is what I've been playing off as whenever I have been doing off-screen playthroughs. It also means you start the game with weapons from Drakengard 1 of each main character's weapon.
Oh wow. I had no idea this existed because I didn't buy the DLC.
Oh, then you also didn't know that we can put funny hats on Mikhail.
I like how the normal costume is just plain old Mikhail.
Plain old classic Mikhail.
Plain old Mikhail. Beautiful Child is really good. Tokyo
Tower, and then experimental weapon number 7, which is the cheeky way of saying that you could also put Emil's head on top of him.
I love that it's physically tied with a little bow and ribbon onto his head.
It's really cute. I think we were doing Beautiful Child last time, and I think we're going to continue doing Mikhail and My Beautiful Child. I just noticed the subtitle for it. I think we're going to continue with that. I like the little pink bow on him. But yeah, outside of cutscene, pre-rendered cutscenes are the only one it changes. It doesn't change it on. We also have like music, but I don't.
If you're weird.
Yeah, I don't really know what it does. So I'm just gonna. Oh, you know what? Let's try Seer's Prayer in this guy DLC version. See what that changes. Hi Tony. Hi Chance. Hi Pepper.
You're not gonna get the real canon music experience in Drakengard 3.
That's fine. Hey, you know what? That's great. I'm fine with that. Oh, that one, part 1 trolled. That means that you also don't know, Aevee, about this part of the DLC, which is that there's there's like prologues for each of the 5 sisters.
I did actually know about this. I don't know how I knew about this and never knew about the outfit. But yeah, there's side stories with all the sisters. Do you get to play as them?
Yes, I haven't played them yet, so whenever I get to them, that will actually be my first time playing them. But I do know that like from what it sounds like, you basically just like play as your sisters, and they just play very similarly. So it's kind of like reskins, but with different weapons. Speaking of weapons, let's see if I can upgrade any of them.
How much grinding did you do off screen this time?
Not that much, honestly. I like that it just doesn't cost any money to upgrade these, so that was cool. Yeah, I basically just did a couple of the money-making missions that you get and on Accords, and then I got mad at the ones where you only have to use spears, because the spears are fucking terrible weapons. So I stopped doing that very quickly. But we're going to switch to...
I definitely did everything in this game, and I'm really flabbergasted at my past self. I don't know how she was able to actually do this.
I also don't know how you had the fucking patience to do any of that shit.
Especially with the original frame rate.
Yeah, the worst thing too is that like, to this day, my memory of it was like, oh, I didn't think it was that bad.
Zero's
So,
impatience
I don't know,
prevented her
it
from
must have been a
learning
really
anything
dark
from the
time in
fairies.
my life.
Thus, the
I
party was
think
forced to
you needed
wander the land
Drakengard
of
3 more
forests
than
in search
Drakengard
of
3
three.
needed you.
Little did they know, a fearsomely powerful disciple
Such a
was lying
tragic
in
way of
wait.
putting it.
Oh, good. We literally cut off
So
at
now
the
we have
exact
to
point I
search
wanted
the
to cut
whole
off last
damn
time, which is
forest
right
on
before
foot
we
for this
meet
stupid
Octa.
shrine?
Cool.
Tony, yes, Access Games'
and be thankful
logo
you've still got a
appears
foot
at the
to
start of
search
this
on.
because Swery also worked on this. I think Swery like finished production maybe on it. Like, I don't know at what level they were brought in, but I know that they were brought in at some point.
We shall now proceed into the forest.
Yeah. Here I go, proceeding into the forests.
Wow.
Yeah. Hey, remember you were like, oh, this game wasn't as bad. Anyway. This is what I'm going to be doing for the next however long.
It's so gummy.
Okay, let me try these combat bracers.
What's this like? I like remember I played this game like right after I moved to Olympia, actually.
Honestly,
The
this
first-
seems like a great Just Moved Back Somewhere game. Like, my Just Moved Back Somewhere game has been Resident Evil 4. I could easily see it becoming
yeah.
a Yoko Taro game. Maybe not this one.
Oh, this is what, yeah, this is exactly what I
What are you going
remember
on about,
doing.
Demi?
Just slower.
Just like, just slower. But just jumping up and then doing the dive kick over and over and over again.
That move seems really, really good.
This one?
I mean, yeah, just that, because you don't take
Or that
any
one?
damage. I think I remember using the fist a lot.
They're great because you can just, like, eat through their defenses. You can basically just, like, eat through someone. It just doesn't have the best range. So it's great for, like,
Yeah.
certain one-on-one enemies. I'm sure there's probably some bullshit about, like, oh, yeah, they also all have different they all have different like stats and stuff, and if you use this weapon against this enemy, it's stronger. But I'm not gonna take. I don't think anyone on Earth has taken the time to figure that out. I'm surprised that there are people who've beaten the rhythm game in this.
Is it like
Jesus
hard?
Christ. Yeah.
Hard is a way to describe it.
Okay.
I like tried to do it with a YouTube video synced up for all of the prompts, and
Yeah,
I
that's-
still couldn't do it.
Yeah, no, that's like a thing that we tried and we still couldn't do it because there's like actually multiple parts at it where you just have to perfectly have the timing down from the hearing the beat to when you know you're supposed to press the button.
Right, there's like, and it trips you up very deliberately because it desyncs the visual prompt at a certain point. Like
Oh
they're
my
synced
God.
up towards the beginning and then it starts desyncing them.
Yeah.
And then the last button you have to press is when the sequence is stopped and people are starting the first lines of a cutscene. There's like one more thing to press after it.
Yeah, no,
This game
there's
is
literally a
evil.
cutscene where like the last one is a cutscene and it's at the very end and it's after like maybe like 30 seconds of it like into the cutscene, so you've like put the controller
Yeah.
down assuming that it's over. It's real vile. I love it, but I've never beaten it.
Such a pain in the ass.
What? Hello? Where am I?
That is my favorite part about
Did I
this
become
game,
that
though,
wolf for a second?
Yeah.
is Zero just whining constantly about everything that she's having to do.
Zero's ongoing like war against floating platforms is one of my favorite things in this game.
It's a really good bit in the way that everyone makes fun of her.
Everyone is just like, just do them. They're not that hard. And she's just like, they're terrible. Nobody likes doing these. Who would put these here? Last time we did this, we also had the weird thing of like, oh fuck, what's his name? The annoying edgelord kid, Dito. Of
Yeah.
Dito like talking to the developer, and it only happens once in the entire game, where like he acknowledges that he's in a video game.
Oh my god.
It's the part.
even know
Oh,
that
that
was
wolf just
possible.
went outside. Okay. It's like a weird line where it's like you enter an area and he's like, "Oh, the Cerberus again? Like, did you run out of ideas that quickly?" And then she just goes like, "Who are you talking to?" And he goes like, don't worry about it."
I can't believe that wolf just straight up peeked through the wall.
The wolf was like, "Oh well, you opened the next area, so I'm out, I guess."
You beat it. You get the idea.
Yeah, you get
it. There's wolves here. It's the woods. Whatever. You played near. You know what I'm here for about.
I remember years ago, Rocco, who I can't remember if they actually did like QA for this game, specifically, or if they were just like messing around with it because they've worked in QA and know what to look for.
Yeah.
But Rocco was like, there's a way to get infinite like double trigger or whatever her super mode is.
Oh, in toner mode.
There's like some sort of trick with the timing of its activation.
I could 100%
That seems
believe.
like something they definitely would not patch out.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Considering this game had one version update, and that update did not fix anything else.
It sure as hell didn't fix wolves just clipping through walls. It's
No.
never to be seen again.
I would like to point out that I am running, because it's an emulated version, from my legally purchased copy. I am running a fan-made patch that fixes the frame rate. And this is literally better than it would play on an actual PlayStation 3. And I'm using an Xbox 360 controller to play it on my computer machine, which Tony actually built. Thank you, Tony. Tony in the chat.
Jay, press X.
Press X. Wait, which X? You bastard! you knew exactly what you were doing with that.
I guess we've no choice but to take these guys out.
All right,
Leave this to me.
time to call baby mode.
No matter how a foe may whip and kick me, I always
Is Mikhail coming into the stage just baby mode?
There he is. He's got his little hat on.
He did absolutely nothing.
It's like probably a little bit of damage going on there. Oh, I think this might be the arena where we meet the Funko Pops.
I remember these services being really, really annoying.
They are not fun enemies, so of course they're like one of their favorite go-to enemies for a good chunk of the game.
Yeah, I remember like the classic like fight where it's like, you fought one of them, but what about two of them? Would that be
Is this
fun?
interesting?
Is this fun to you? Do
Is
you like this?
Is this content now?
Is this your sick idea of a game? Yoko Taro is a man who makes games who does not understand video games, which is...
God, I've been playing through all of Dark Souls 1 with Fern and Jamie and Aaron. And I haven't beaten through that whole game the whole time, but there's a really good thing. And with Dark Souls, it's really funny, where they like have this they have this boss, and then you don't have to go back to that place, but if you do, there's two of that boss later.
just for fun.
I think it's just really funny. It's just like, there's no reason for it.
I'm glad that with this enemy, if you get them stun locked on the ground, you can just hit them so much that it breaks them out of that, and they immediately are just spawned back up.
Oh,
so it really just punishes you for fighting this enemy very well. Alright, this one's dead.
Yeah, I remember these guys had juicy long HP bars.
Just want to kill my sister and be done with it.
I also
Spicy
like
Ham
this.
Sanson, thank you for being our 69th follower.
Nice.
Nice indeed.
That's a sex number. I don't know if you knew that.
I thought it was like the drug thing. Like I thought it was like when you're in like a city you don't know, you go around, you're like, hey man, can I get some like 69? And then the guy takes you to an alley, and from there you get cocaine or fentanyl or whatever it is you're looking for.
Yeah. If you ever need drugs, just say, can I get 69? And they'll know what you're talking about.
We?
Yeah, I mean,
Where is he?
right?
You can't fit in that tiny hole, dummy.
Aww.
My age-old problem of forgetting to put my mouse not over the screen. What's that over there? What are those? Hello?
Yeah.
Enemies.
Oh, there they are.
Wow, they're really far away.
Hold on, I got some treasures to get first, guys. Oh, it's a new weapon.
Our foes in the encounter. Break formation. Give her all you've got. Understood, sir. Get her. Where's Lady 3? Safe with Anta, I hope. Then we must protect the both of them. This is hopeless.
That dropkick move seems really fucking good.
It's so useful. When I started this like playthrough, I was like, man, why did I use the combat braces so much? The sword is like so much easier and useful. And then the second I got exactly these combat bracers, I was like, oh right, because I could just do that move over and over and then run away until it recharges.
Right,
Ow.
yeah, you can just like sit on them. Essentially.
It's also like makes
I
like
do like
dodging their
that-
moves super easy because you can just like rotate in midair while you're.
Right, it's like the
that.
one part of the game that feels pretty good.
It feels like there's concepts here that become better used in Automata.
Right, exactly, and it's like there's a
Child's
serious
rib
problem
secured.
with. Yeah, you sure did get a child's rib. There sure is like a tendency of your attacks to do no
Hey, big
damage.
baby, you scared yet?
I'm not scared. I'm not scared at all.
Loading Mikkel
Nice
scared.
going there, Z. He just pissed himself.
That's not my fault. She was mean to me. She was mean.
Do you think Yoko Taro has like a thing?
Really? You guys want too?
Impossible.
Were you, The question is more, how many things does Yoko Taro have?
Well, every one of his games that I've played has an immortal godchild weapon who's extremely naive and is usually hanging out with like one of the mean girls.
Yeah, that's probably...
And a lot of themes of like
I
siblings with really close or weird dynamics.
That's just a normal thing to have.
That's fair. That is true. Aevee, I don't know if you ever saw it, but back when like Nier Automata first came out and that person did for Zeal, the really good article about Yoko Taro. Yoko Taro actually saw it.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I know somewhere out on his Twitter, he like tweeted out that he like somebody made him aware that somebody like wrote an article about him going over his games really thoroughly, and he kind of just like tweeted in very Google Translate English like, oh, thank you for like writing about my games so thoroughly. It's like very much so just like, oh, I appreciate that somebody like did essentially an auteur theory applied to my work.
Nice. Gosh.
Yeah, it was really cute. I found out because the author I think messaged me, if I remember, and was like freaking out about it.
Yeah. Yeah, during Nier Automata, he was keeping tabs on social media pretty regularly.
Yeah, I would see him reply to a lot
What
of
is
like
this, a fucking petting zoo?
like,
I don't have time
like
for
40
this.
follower
What's the
people,
rush?
like just be like,
Calm
yeah,
down
let's have a
soon enough.
discussion, like talk to people.
Sounds of wolf slaughter in the background.
I like how you're like, yeah, anyway, just gotta open up these little boxes over here. They're just wolves, whatever.
The wolves just like keep spawning out of like basically nowhere. Yeah, there they are. And oh, that was the wolves. Now to move on.
Goodbye.
Like most, like a lot of Yoko Taro games, these games are great for just zoning out and moving from area to area until you get more of the funny dialogue. Oh, Aevee, do you think you'd be able to post the Yoko Taro article in the chat? Someone's requesting it.
Yeah. I can.
Oh, never mind. Tony got it. Thank you, Tony.
Thank you, Tony.
Oh, thanks, Barry.
Oh no.
A 16-minute read? Even I can read 16 minutes worth of stuff.
Lady Zero, why are you laughing?
Uh-oh. I think she finally snapped.
Guys, maybe we should stay away
Kill 'em all.
Okay.
I was gonna say, you're running out.
Can I kill whoever's shooting at me? Can I get up there?
Unless we can get up there, I don't think so.
That's so cool. That's such a neat trick to play on me. Oh, hey, Mikkel.
Yeah.
I don't know why you're running
Oh my
over here.
God.
Instead of attempting to kill these enemies for me.
The baby head freaked me out.
It doesn't help that it's like the exact same baby head from like the first Drakengard.
Right, yeah.
The Beloveds or whatever they're called.
The babies.
Yeah, they were not especially chill, if I remember correctly.
They kind of just float around and the fuck, that guy just fell over. Like there was no one attacking him.
Yeah, it's a flavor of article. What if... You know, I do hope that if there's going to be another Platinum Yoko Taro collaboration, that it would be... I would like to see their shot at a, like, Drakengard game with, like, more of the older Drakengard, the kind of, like, hop on a dragon in a big arena environment.
The like Dynasty Warrior kind of
Rather
thing.
than this.
Yeah.
They tried to make one of those games and Microsoft told them they shouldn't.
Right, that's what I was thinking.
Wait, what game was that?
They'd finally get the money for it.
I think Skillbound
They
was
could just-
like Hideki Kamiya just being like, I want to make a Drakengard game.
Yeah, it really was. Like, I was like, damn, that is just like a tracking card. What if they just dusted off the old Scalebound code and were like,
Just redid it.
Just like asked Yoko Taro, like, hey, can you just design like 5 characters and give them like weird shit to say?
yeah, and then we'll be good to go. Square will give us the money. It's practically, you know.
Square Enix does have
Half
fuck you
nut.
money that they can spend on just
They
like
do.
an engine from Microsoft.
I mean, on the other hand, Remy, you did make a good point. It was probably that, like, Microsoft ordered that game, like, bespoke for them. Took a look at what they had and was like, yeah, we're good.
It's so wild. I wonder why.
Yeah. It really makes me wonder. I always have to be curious about this stuff.
Man, I am so happy that I can actually jump out of the way of the attacks now. Sometimes. I say as I'm hit directly on by a rock. Into a cutscene.
Sorry. Wait for coffee. Yeah, speaking of Yoko Taro's...
My name
somebody
is
something.
Octa. I am the
Oh my
disciple
God.
of Lady 3, Mistress of the Wood.
Oh, really? That's awfully nice of you to come to me.
Ruggles is right, this
Those
is one of the best
goddamn
scenes in the game.
fairies were starting to piss me off. All right, Grandpa, you ready to get crushed?
If you only knew the surprise I've got in store for you. I surrender.
Get your fucking mouse out of the way.
Oh.
You what?
I surrender. I came here because I want to join your cause.
God, the direction on the cutscenes in this whole game is so fucking good.
It's incredible. The amount of acting that he puts into Mikhail is like my favorite thing.
Well, hey, guys, this is great! If he wants to be our friend, we don't have to fight or anything.
Well spoken, my winged friend.
Just Dino getting allergies while this whole scene is going.
Sure. Whatever.
I love how it keeps on panning back to the same shot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this like iconic looking shot, and it's the most anticlimactic. Like, yeah, I quit. I'll just join you. I'll just join with you guys.
I don't like that guy because his voice reminds me of the old guy from Drakengard 1 who continuously told you to fuck your sister.
Oh, then you're gonna love. You're not gonna love this guy at all.
Yeah. Bad news, Robbie.
Thank you for letting me join you, my lady. Please keep this as a symbol of my loyalty.
It's like a ring of some sort.
Doesn't get it.
Ruggles, did we ever get measurements? Because I feel like Yoko Taro just would have, like, here's measurements for each character's dick. An easygoing, older-looking man with an insatiable sexual appetite. Any orifice will do, and his member is the largest of any disciples.
Oh wow, there it is.
That's just in his. That's just in his character description.
Yep,
They tell you. They tell you that his dick is big before how he fights.
You're actually, they don't tell you how he fights. It's just his chakrams next to his name.
Great.
So,
All right, go then.
obviously we want Octa with us. Do you want to get rid of Decadus, or do you want to get rid of Dido first?
I'm tired of Decadus literally moaning throughout the levels, so I'm good with that.
Yeah,
Okay.
Okay, with the Dido
I
Octa
like
locked up.
Dido.
What?
Yeah.
Unless Octa starts going on some whack shit, in which case we're gonna have to kick him out.
You'll. All right, let's
Don't
swap.
worry about it.
Let's swap up to some golden petals. See how those work. I might end up regretting that.
You can
Oh,
kick
yeah,
him
they
out, but you
feel
can't
fun.
fucking dialogue, mother of fucking god.
Yeah, they-
Oh yeah, I forgot that technically they're all there, so you can't actually stop his dialogue.
Oh my
Change
God.
weapons.
I do remember upgrading was a nightmare.
I feel like the game tricks you by making you think that like upgrading is like worth it, and then it just like isn't. Like, because then it's like, oh, actually you need all that money to like buy weapons, and that upgrading like doesn't actually help you in the long run. Because unlike I think unlike Nier, you don't need to upgrade all your weapons to get the endings, like the full endings. I think you just need to have all the weapons.
Yeah, that might be true.
I've
There are some weapons that are just inherently way more powerful than others, kind of like the other games.
I do know that this game also does the thing where like each weapon has a story that you can unlock as you upgrade them. But unlike the other games, you can't check it in game. You can only check it on the main screen.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, you have to go like it has to be at the title screen, and then you can read all the stories attached to the stories. I didn't find that out until like near the very end of the first time I played this game.
Good lord. Yeah, I remember.
3's territory, you know. He could stab us in the back pretty much anytime.
I welcome men to my side, and then I bed them. That's just how it works.
That is how. That's just how it works. That is how mafia
Worry about
works.
everything else later.
That's rather accommodating in a lot of ways.
This is one of.
Because they fucked.
Seriously though, you bump uglies with that old bag of bones?
By the way, this is lines like that are part of why I'm getting like a stupid rush like drawing doodle sheet of my character in various cosplay outfits, and Zero is one of them.
Friends? I have no friends here.
What about me? And Dino? And Decadus? And Octa?
A dummy, a psycho, a waste of space, and a pervert. Yeah, we're a merry band, all right.
That's mean, Zero. I'm not the pervert, am I?
Love my big dumb
I'd
idiot
like to
child.
think of myself as your friend, at least.
Aww.
Oh,
Lady
Mikhail.
3 must be in a panic now that her own disciple has betrayed her.
Hopefully she keeps her head on straight. Those giant scissors of hers are dangerous.
Scissors? She has scissors? Oh, you can cause such exquisite pain with scissors. Oh.
Robbie, what do you think of this?
Big fan of scissors, are we?
Yeah, if they're cutting off his junk.
I think Robbie left in disgust.
See Lady 3's
I'm trying to think of
her scissors.
I'm trying to think of like a death he wouldn't like. Like what would be a death that he's like not into, like dying of old age or something.
But yeah, actually,
Yeah.
by the way, Decadus is like the big reason why I'm always telling people like don't send death threats online, because there's be dudes like Decadus out there. The Amazing
Yeah.
Atheist is a dude like that.
So, why are you dropping?
Because
Oh my
appetite
God.
for love is unsated. I need booty.
Why you can't just bottom?
My afternoon delight. I need sweet love under the stars of.
All right, all right.
I imagine Decadus just like was in chastity for so long before you came and saved him that he's confused by any touch on his body and has decided that it must be pleasurable.
To do
Yeah.
nothing but plunder the feed box day after day would make me the happiest man alive.
Plunder the
Lady
feed
3
box.
begs off at every opportunity. How can I stay with someone like that?
Hold on, what else you got
I
to
would
say?
hope that you, Lady Zero, would be intelligent enough to recognize my value.
Definitely not.
The shrine lies beyond the forest of fog.
Probably full of traps and enemies and other annoying shit like that, huh?
Traps, huh?
Well, it does involve a trial or two. But if you desire carnal
Jumping
action
puzzles,
in
huh?
the great outdoors, there's simply no better place.
Wow, this guy's got a lot to say.
Yeah, no, every once you have all 4 of your teammates, like those in between things become even longer because you're basically just like clicking around and like each of them have like two rounds of dialogue. Here's the level.
Like blunt force trauma that just like makes him a vegetable. And then like he just like doesn't feel anything, but he's like aware that he doesn't feel anything and he dies of old age.
Yeah, but then he's probably gonna be horny for it in like a chastity way, like, ooh, I'm being denied touch.
Kind of messed up.
Not so much messed up as
No.
simply...
As simply nothing.
It's simply tutorial.
I'll add Yoko Taro on Twitter and ask him what's the best way for Decadus to
True,
die.
she's unpredictable and armed with
What
giant
would he
scissors,
eat?
but when
Yeah.
she gets aroused, wow.
So Robbie, how do you like this character so far?
I hated him from line 1.
Sounds like a handful.
Oh yes, though her mind is sharp, almost as sharp as her blades.
Hey, you seen what's-his-face lately?
I assume you mean Mikhail? No, I have not. Would you like me to turn back and look for him, my lady?
No. Do it once and he'll expect it.
Alert!
Dummy's probably just lost
joined with
again.
the enemy! A disciple betraying his
Ow.
own intoner? Unthinkable!
So that's just the long-range fuck you attack.
Yeah. This is like, I think I had a similar one before, but it was like a staff. But yeah, that's the main gimmick with this level is that you get a weapon that you can do long-range fuck you attacks with.
Cool.
I will not be using it much outside of here because I don't really like it as a weapon. What I will be using is this. Oh wait, no. No.
But these are really
fuck.
good. Don't you love them?
Okay, I need to get my other combat bracer back because these ones don't have the kick that I love.
Oh, yeah.
What's the fucking point?
Yeah, I fucked up. I fucked up on this one, guys.
Well, that's some pretty good damage.
It's okay, you have
Well, these guys are chunks, so...
Yeah, but if I have to fight another Cerberus or the weird Funko Pops that we're gonna be up against,
There's no way. They're not
Yeah.
gonna, like, throw 2 Cerberuses at you again. They just did that the last level.
Lady Three's scissors can cut.
oh, I'm having some trouble there.
You don't know how many
Got some
times
great
she's
video
tried to
game news,
remove my
everyone.
precious trouser.
Persona 3, 4, and 5 characters are coming to Phantasy Star Online too.
It sounds like a living.
Yeah. I thought Phantasy Star Online 2 wasn't coming to Phantasy Star Online 2. Didn't they announce, like, a new...
I think that they did, but PSO2 like just came out on PC in America because it was on Xbox One for a little bit.
Right, yeah.
And like the other day, it just released on Steam.
I've been thinking about
Yeah,
it.
they...
By the way, and I've decided that Decadus, because we were talking about what kind of online guy Dito is before, Decadus is like the guy who gets like commissions of his persona that are like very, very clearly porn, but he puts them in like shirts with political messages, like vote for Bernie. So that way he can claim that it's just like, he's like, no, I'm just showing my support for the cause. You know, like it says like join the DSA, but like his feet are like being tickled as well, and it's like, it's just a silly photo.
What's this?
When I am open, I am not.
Yeah, I've had that.
When I am
Decadus has
closed,
like an Ahegao icon, but he's like, no, it's just a girl sneezing.
The hell was that about?
Riddles, most likely. I imagine they're meaningless. Lady Three always did enjoy her games of wit.
What a pain. That girl is messed in the head.
An apt description, if I do say so myself.
Why the hell do I get experience for that?
Oh,
Such boxes appear to be the key to opening doors in this.
so different!
I was like, is that from the game? Did I just
Yeah.
go crazy?
Yoko Taro loves just extremely dissonant like tones being put into his games. Just like, oh, now suddenly I'm gonna use a Pac-Man noise.
This game is really good at jokes like that.
I was explaining this game to this sweet non-super online person I've met in Portland, and I was basically explaining the experience of it being a video game that hates you. And I was very happy that because they are also a film weirdo that they understood it when I just compared it to like a Lars von Trier film.
Yeah, it has that same sort of like adversarial and really impish. Like, look at me do this funny thing. How do you like it?
Yeah.
What makes you say so?
It's like if oh my god, help. It's like if Haneke wasn't, actually, no, it's exactly like Haneke. I was gonna say it's like if Haneke was like better, but then I was like, no, it's about the same. I just like it when it's a video game, and I hate it when it's a movie.
You think so?
There's something about a video game that lets you kind of like play back and forth with it. When the author is being cheeky, that you don't kind of need in the film, I think.
Yeah, no, the fuck you feels more like not pointed, but it feels more like you're like a thing that you're having an actual conversation with. It doesn't feel like fuck you,
right.
You're being looked down upon, even though this game is arguably looking down on the player way more than a Haneke film looks down on the viewer. But
right,
it's like
kind of
also
like...
you're playing it, so it's like so you're like, well, all right, I am kind of buying into this.
Right, instead of being like, it's like having a guy just pontificate his dumbass worldview at you, and you don't get a word in edgewise. Whereas with a video game, you can kind of, I don't know, you can engage with it a little bit differently, I feel.
Yeah. By the way, Decadence just got a boner for being insulted.
This is unbearable. This is like completely unbearable in every sense of the word.
What if I told you, Robbie, that it's good though?
They won't stop talking about it! They won't shut the fuck up! They've been having this whole conversation this entire time!
It's great because it's just layered over the sound of you slaughtering people endlessly.
It's smart, actually.
Oh, by the way, listen to this next line.
Young. You don't own a mirror, do you?
Believe it or not, I'm still only 22.
Huh? I'm 22. How can you be the same age as me?
It's true. It seems my extensive erotic escapades have extinguished my youthful essence.
What do you think of that? What do you think of that, Robbie?
Just as freaky as
Stupid.
the toner you served.
Imagine being fucked into your 80s.
That lure is so good.
Oh yeah, this part. Ah, puzzles. Puzzles await.
My favorite.
Like straight up, somebody else did the character design, and Yoko Taro was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna say that he's old for this reason."
I'm gonna say that he's 20 actually, because I think that's funny.
He's 20 actually. What were these character designs? Anyways.
Anyways, I'm hungry.
Whether human or beast, all should brush their teeth between meals.
Okay.
The chat says in Octa's short story he reads about black holes and decides his ultimate life goal is to fuck one.
We merely cry.
Robbie, how can you hate this?
I want to fuck the unfuckable.
I looked into the void, and honestly, the void gave me fuck me eyes, you know?
Nothing but dreams. Unbelievable truths are nothing but lies.
I looked into the void and I was like, fuck. What's up, though?
Why do we seek
Are we like something?
You keep looking into the void, we're gonna end up like this.
Are you done? God, I thought she'd never shut up.
This is another thing, by the way, that I was like, wow, this was really hard to play through when I was when I was trying to play it with a frame rate stutter.
That stupid fucking noise every time.
I'm trying to remember if there's a secret sword in this area. I feel like there should be, because it's a massive... like big empty space, but that also perfectly tracks that there'd be literally nothing of value here.
Your gamer urges are making you want to touch every corner of this map.
Yeah, Robbie, you have watched me played any game with a map larger than a box. You know how I am.
This game is perfect for you because there's a giant arrow that points you in the right direction.
The Bioshock arrow, as they call it.
Yeah, the fucking Dead Space line.
That huge tree in the distance is Lady 3's shrine.
Oh, great scene coming up right here.
To reach it, we must first navigate through the dreaded Lost Forest.
What do you think of this one, Vega?
Let's go.
Okay.
He just doesn't care. He's just like, yep, I was shitting. If it helps, Robbie, I'm pretty sure that's the last piss, shit, and fart joke that we get with Mikhail for the rest of the game.
What? Damn.
I can't believe they get a lot of mileage out of Octa's eyes in all of the cutscenes. He's like a Pixar character.
The most expressive character in the game.
Okay, you got both of them. Oh, it is not the last. Okay, I was wrong. I was like, I remember this being a game where like the characters get like more refined as it goes on. Well, refined. Quotes. Oh, I gotta save up more money.
Damn.
What a shame. Can I upgrade my masochistic braces? Pretty sure those were the ones I had on before.
I'll be back.
Okay. Oh wait, maybe I had Iceborne. Actually, do you remember what I had what I had on before?
Oh, you had the golden. No,
that was the one I just had on. I was trying to remember which one I had on before. I want to say it was the.
It was Iceborne players.
Yeah, because like those 3 spikes look familiar.
Yeah, I had recognized those 3 spikes anywhere.
Oh, I'm too low on material. I can't. Guess I gotta go grind. Oh, earlier Pepper was like, all those loads turned him into a raisin, so I like the idea that like if you put some like drops of water on Octa, he'll just pop back into a normal 22-year-old.
Soon Zero
He's just
found
severely
herself before the
dehydrated.
Lost Forest, a foreboding region from which no one has escaped.
Oh, you gotta drink your water.
Yeah, Octa, I'm staying hydrated. What's your excuse? Why is this camera doing this? Help!
Have it just as bad. Stay focused.
Classic excuse.
There. Over on the right.
She's too fast. It is true. It is true at all. I'm gonna die here. And I'll never fulfill my dream of sleeping with Lady 3.
Alright, I'm back.
I wanted off
Did all of your disciples die painfully yet?
No, but the guys I'm killing right now were decrying the fact that they were going to die without fucking Lady 3.
Okay, sweet. Glad I missed that.
I forgot that Lady 3's whole thing is that she's the weird, mysterious, like, puppet person. She's like, ooh, I'm creepy. That's why she has the incoherent puzzles that are just you're throwing things at bricks.
Right.
Oh, sorry. One of them
Looks
wanted to
like
fuck
there's a
Octa.
bridge where the statue is
Oh.
Little bisexual win here in
Finally, a win for the buys.
I do like Octa's stupid little stilts.
Zero! There's a dragon in the river!
That's your reflection.
It is? Oh. Well, never mind.
Watches my child fall into the river.
There's a dragon in the river.
Lady Zero, what of Mikhail?
He's in the river.
Yes. What I was actually asking is,
He'll turn up eventually.
Be careful.
eventually.
This ability is poor.
I don't know. Maybe some
going
crazy
down
cat
yet.
lady will adopt him, okay?
Quit messing around with me, Zero, or I'll stab your demon ass.
Not my demon ass.
Who said that? Like I'm fighting. Yeah, I'm fighting. Like we are literally engaged in combat right now. I like that you can juggle corpses sometimes. Look at this little twink's pose. Look at this little twink despawn.
It's like a fucking elf.
Let's see if there's any health items in here since I'm all spent up.
Oh yeah, did you not buy more potions?
I was out of money, as it turned out. Something
No.
up there.
As
But
it turns out, money can only be traded for goods and services.
yeah. This is going to be another puzzle one. It's like
What's with this fog?
remember
Lady 3 like to call this area the Lost Forest.
So is there a way out or what?
Who can say?
You're useless.
you know the classic Link thing where it's like you're in an area with a bunch of fog and you can't get out, or if you go off the path you get started over at the beginning.
That's
It's
not
that.
really something to brag
No.
about.
Except you have to defeat enemies at every lit area, and then that causes
I do believe
the
I
dolls
heard
to light up and
something
tell you
about
which way to go.
minding the direction of the dolls.
Please don't tell me.
Hey, that sound familiar?
No.
Did it not? Because it's very, I don't know. I definitely took it as like, oh, that's a riff on the Zelda puzzle noise.
If I hear it again, I'll let you know. It was very whimsical.
You will hear it again because I think it does it after every one of these.
All right, cool.
Oh, whoops, didn't kill it. Here it comes.
Now I gotta watch this thing move around. That's very Zelda-like.
Yeah, no, I definitely take it as like an intentional riff on the sound. Oh, can I go to that thing without dying? Nope.
Guess we've no choice but to follow those creepy ass dolls.
Creepy ass dolls, you say?
Did I go off the beaten trail? Fuck. Ah, here we are. So the gimmick with these undead is after you knock them out, you also have to like beat the shit out of them so that they break apart.
Uh-huh.
Whoa,
You know what?
whoa. What?
I thought about it. I don't like those baby statues.
You know, why not? I was literally about to ask you, what do you think of the Funko Pop men's?
I don't like them.
Why not?
They're like weird.
Weird in like what way?
Like in a bad way.
Like they just upset me. Not a fan.
Yeah, like I'm upset by them.
Like if you walked into someone's house and you saw that they had a bunch of these, if you were going to a house party and the person who had the house party had these things lighting up the path from like the where you park your car to their house, how would you feel about it?
I would simply leave the house.
You would simply leave the house. Okay.
So I have one question about these dolls.
Yeah.
And that is, why are they so dumb big?
Yeah, like why'd they do that to them?
Why?
See,
do
these
they
are
have
Funko Pops for perverts. Well,
They
for
really
Funko Pops
are.
for different kinds of perverts.
But I don't understand why they had to make the booty so pop on these guys. Because it's really disturbing.
Speaking of Aevee, do you want to know a really funny fact about Seattle, Washington area? Technically, it's Everett.
I'd love to.
Technically, it's Everett, but it's so in Everett, Washington, there's a Funko Pop museum.
Oh yes, I did know that because that's where they were first discovered, right?
They were first discovered. They were
They
found
found them in the forest there.
Yeah, they actually were doing this puzzle, and that's when they first found Funko Pops.
Yeah,
They
that's
saw
what
them,
they-
and they were like, "Oh, like is that the kid from Stranger Things?"
Yeah.
They like uncovered them
Choice but to follow those
in some
creepy
sort
ass
of
dogs.
lost vault.
It's actually weird. They
Yeah.
have Funko Pops for media properties that haven't even come out yet. They just can't release them because they don't know what to call them until after the movie has come out.
Right, yeah, it's like every media, that's why they have Funko Pops for everything. It's because they've all already existed.
Yeah.
It's
That's a
actually come
great
to a point where Hollywood is writing stories around the Funko Pops that they're finding.
Yes, the secret, they've been using them to develop media properties for the last, 20 years.
Yeah.
No joke.
This would be
That sounds like
neat.
a great horror story. Actually, it's just this idea of they finding some intellectual property in the woods and writing stories around it because it has some curse on it, where anything you make will become $1 billion franchise.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna say that's exactly an SCP, I feel like. It would do well as the DLC for Control. Call me up, Remedy.
But the second funny thing about it is, from looking at Google Maps and stuff, I discovered that it's also down the street from the adult diaper factory.
Reason it's known as the
Oh my
forest
god.
of minds.
I bet that makes for some easy trips for a
Just-
lot of Seattle's population.
One-stop shop.
Oh, this enemy. I remember this enemy. It's like the one enemy that I remember.
What do you remember about him?
I remember he has a really big HP bar.
I love when games tell me that something is going to be fun.
That's when I know it'll be fun.
I remember this being one of the rare occasions where I didn't agree with Zero.
Nothing of importance.
He was measuring the length of... Well, he was measuring... something.
I'm merely a scientist collecting data on my finest assets, my lady.
I forgot that he has an obsession with measuring his own dick constantly. Like he's afraid that the shape is gonna change.
Wait, does this centaur have a person? Oh, it has a naked lady upside down.
Oh,
coming out of its
yeah.
chest.
I never noticed
I
that.
never noticed that either.
Why?
That's his wife, clearly.
Oh.
They're in love, Robbie.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't catch on to that.
What is she gonna do? Ride his back like a horse? That's so degrading for centaurs.
Yeah, that's offensive to him.
He does. I can't help but notice he does have a saddle area. So
That's like, it's like a backpack.
that's true.
That's him reclaiming saddles.
Yeah. He's wearing it as it's fashion, not utilitarian.
Yeah. No, of course. Yeah, you wear your wife on your chest like a normal person.
Yeah.
Some people have wedding rings. Some people wear their wives on their chest. I don't know why it's such a big deal. No one thinks it's weird when like the Jonas Brothers wear promise rings or whatever.
Love is
Yeah,
love.
that's true. We gotta forgive this kid a little.
Centaur defeated.
One thing that's going to be really good is how you're not going to have to, later on in the game, fight 2 centaurs at once.
Yeah, that would be just crazy. That'd be like 4 tours.
Yeah, that would be really wild if they were like, what if we tried to legitimately pass off a bath encounter as 2 of these guys?
That was. What if we just stress test our already very shakily stuck together game?
Buy our DLC.
The
As
Unreal
I said
Engine
before,
is totally
it is the
delicious.
shrine of Lady 3. Let's thrust ourselves inside, shall we?
Oh, because it's like sex.
Oh,
Yeah.
Robbie, I wouldn't have gotten that.
Robbie, are you implying that
You're
Octa is
right.
perhaps some sort of pervert? Some sort of disgusting pervert man?
I would never
Okay.
in my life imply such an evil, corrupt thing.
What does your experience even do in this game? I cannot remember.
I think it makes you stronger. I know it levels up Mikhail. But I think that's also like Mikhail levels up by like by just like story beats.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you get more HP. I don't know. It looks cool. I assume it makes you stronger.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I'm like, wait, what does it do for real, though? You know, this game is reminding me of other PlayStation 3 Kusoge, and one that I've wanted to play for a long time that I hear is secretly good is the third Final Fantasy 13 game.
Hold on. Are you telling me there's multiple there's multiple Final Fantasy 13s? There's not just more than one. There's 3.
No, I'm telling you that there is exactly 3 Final Fantasy 13.
Why aren't they just
3?
Final Fantasy 14, 15, and 16?
You're gonna have to ask the Square Enix Corporation the answer for that question.
Okay, I will.
But no, there are, because Final Fantasy 13 kind of bombed. They decided to, I think, cut their losses by reusing assets for 2 more Final Fantasy 13s, and they get increasingly worse looking, but more experimental as they go on. And Lightning Returns is like a oh yeah, Final Fantasy 15 was going to be Final Fantasy 13 too.
Oh my god.
Originally. But Lightning Returns has like a kind of Majora's Mask like time mechanic, and is like a big kind of semi-non-linear thing. I say this because it feels like a secret Yoko Taro game in a lot of ways, not just because it's janky, but because of all of the weird things happening in it. Anyways, I didn't mean to.
No, that's fine.
Interrupt this stream.
I'm gonna step off real quick to go use the bathroom, so feel free to chat more about Final Fantasy 13. Honestly, I probably should have left while you were talking, but I was like, hold on, I need to know more about why there's like multiple
Yeah, you
13s.
actually do want to hear more about this. I'll go off on this later, but Robbie, do you want to hear all about the third Final Fantasy 13 game?
Desperately.
Thank you so much.
Well, wasn't it like they were working on like an entirely new engine, and they made like a tech demo for the engine, and then they liked it so much they made another, and then like, isn't the game that they just announced that Sony thing like kind of connected to that engine in some way?
Oh, It's possible. No, but I feel like this would have been before that because this is a PS3 era game.
Okay.
Um.
I'm also not thinking of 13. I'm thinking of 15.
Oh yeah, 15 probably. Yeah, because they have been doing a lot of weird stuff. Did they announce something at the Sony thing? I didn't catch anything.
It might have been the Sony thing this time or the one before that. But it was like a new Square Enix property, and it was like some girl running through the desert and jumping on rocks. But the name of the studio that's making it with Square Enix is the same name as the engine that they were using to make the cutscenes so pretty in 15, or I should say in I think it was called 13 Verses, wasn't it?
Oh yeah. Because there's
yeah.
a Final Fantasy. I think there's a Final Fantasy 13 Versus that doesn't have anything to do with Final Fantasy 13.
Yes.
So actually, maybe there are 14 Final Fantasy 13 games.
I think there's actually like 5.
But there are 3 that are directly connected to the continuity of Final Fantasy 13.
Yes, there's 3 canon Final Fantasy 13s.
And then there's one Final Fantasy 13 that's just there.
That turned into 15.
Oh no, wait, yeah, Type 13 Versus became 15, right?
Yes.
And then, okay, right. And then Final Fantasy Type 0, no, is not in the 13 universe. I was confusing those.
If only this company could do something that made sense for once in their fucking life.
It's hard to believe that Square Enix has been really struggling with the Final Fantasy brand lately.
It's like, do you play the Final Fantasy MMO? No, not the one on PS2. No, not the one on PC. Well, the one on PC, but not... They made it again because it was bad the first time. But you can still play the... No, you have... No, do you play Final Fantasy 14? No, the new one.
Wild. It's wild that they literally, like, made that game twice.
Yes.
Have you seen, like, there's more than one documentary about it on YouTube, and they're actually kind of fascinating watches.
Oh, yeah?
I think they're a good insight into how much you can work on video games and not know anything about the video game you're working on.
So I realized that while you guys couldn't see what I was doing while you're talking. So anyway, I put a little friend cam in the corner. So now there's just my Amphorus hanging out watching in the upper left corner of my Twitch stream.
There it is.
Can you put
Very cute.
Cam?
I always love a friend cam.
Zero! Help me!
God damn it, what now?
He got captured.
Alright, time to free Mikkel.
What? How the hell did they make it this far? Look! Octa himself is with them!
Yep, he sure is.
All men take position! Repeat!
I think this might be my new bit, is just
Keep your eyes on the ground.
during
Yes, we don't want to
interludes,
stumble
just
here.
grabbing a
It's not
stuffed
that.
animal or something and
Looking
creating
at
a
that
little
dummy
friend cam.
pisses me off.
Yeah.
That big baby of yours sure does get tied up a lot.
If Lady 3 catches him, she may experiment on his body.
Body experiments?
Oh god, of course Decadus is that guy as well.
I mean, detestable.
Decadus be like, oh, wouldn't it be terrible if I was turned into a piñata and you hit me with a big bat and all my candy guts came out and then you ate my candy guts, but because I'm a piñata, I'm still alive? Oh, that would just suck.
Damn, don't do that.
Damn, don't do that. Ha! By the way, check out my new Hellhound Second Life avatar.
Anyway.
Oh, these guys got in my way!
I'm gonna run forward, and if you're in the way, you'll be sorry.
My honestly, my battle technique is basically that Simpsons clip where it's Bart and Lisa, and it's like, I'm gonna swing my arms and legs, and if you happen to get hit, it's your own fault because you didn't get out of the way.
I mean, you can just hit those attack buttons for forever, so like
It's
you can kind of get away with doing that.
yeah, my strategy is basically just like hit the triangle button until it's out of power, and then switch to hitting the square button, which is infinite power.
I will protect Lady 3 to the very end.
Bam, the end.
Well said, kid. You do that. I'm just gonna
That was your very end.
We'll be better.
Ow.
You're awfully reserved.
Huh?
You're not going, oh, or I tried super hard or whatever.
Oh, can I? Hey, in that case, guess what?
Shut it, dummy. The Ivy's just gonna dig deeper into you. Hold still and be quiet until I can cut you down.
Oh, that. I guess. Ow! I guess he's really high up there. I do like this theme also of you having to rescue a dragon rather than like the more logical a dragon rescuing you thing.
Right.
Can I not go around these? Oh, I see.
Now, what is the one shooter?
There's a big circle platform that goes around the other way that also is very annoying because it has these guys on it. Which thankfully I can just lock onto with my kick. I just zoom across the level.
Yeah, it's just like the fastest way to get around.
Honestly, I'm now remembering why I used this attack so much, which is not only because it's very useful, because look, Dino's just chasing this man down who's attempting to flee.
Go get him, boys!
A man who has a literal sliver of health, and Dino's like, "Don't worry, ma'am, I got him."
I would sincerely like to watch a speedrun of this game. I really want to know.
I'm very curious how speedruns of this work. Because I can't. I imagine it's got to be like Sonic 2006, where there's equal parts like a lot of really easy to speedrun aspects, but also kind of like, you know, maybe the glitch will work.
Yeah,
Right,
I wonder
there's
if
gotta
any,
be
like,
some.
movement tech.
That was mean, Zero. That was mean.
You can whine at me later.
Oh, here she comes. The lady of the hour. Madame Tress.
I always loved her design.
3.
She's Hexmania. Yeah, no, she's the character. If this game blew up, she would be like the Vivian James character, where people
Lady
are constantly drawing
Oh
her,
my god.
like sleepy-eyed, showing feet.
Okta.
Yeah. She was like
Please, let's
a
put
little
an end to this
crazy.
here.
People love that.
I don't understand.
I forgot the beautiful
What are you
little
doing
flowers
over
with
there?
Octa's hair.
I betrayed you.
Is that so?
Damn, that sucks. But I don't remember asking.
Damn, that's so.
Damn, I just
In
hit the
any
CBD
case.
vape pen, so.
You might want to pay a little more attention to your surroundings.
Yes!
Dragon
Baby
Guard.
mode!
Oh my god, the baby head, I really do hate it.
Okta,
Yes, my lady.
why did you betray me?
Because I had grown weary of
Just
the
does
conflict,
this.
my lady. The way you experimented on people, the way you ruthlessly toyed with their lives, I simply could not abide it any longer. Your recreational activities drove me away, my lady.
I don't think you're telling the truth.
My lady,
You left because your lust needed a more eager partner. Your limitless desire no longer caused my heart to flow. And so you grew restless.
that's
She's saying he couldn't get her pussy wet.
Damn. Topical.
Imagine, like, I feel like these are, like, a lot of couples I see on Twitter. Just, like, the really horny dude and his, like, Carolyn Calloway, like, overly poetic girl. And, like, they start out having, like, a great relationship, and then she starts writing
Oh my
poems
God.
about, like, how he doesn't do the dishes and how, like, he never goes down on her.
and they were
Oh my god.
And they're all in the DSA.
Yeah. They both have YouTube channels.
They both have.
So tell me.
No,
Oh my
3 is a cosplayer. Octa has a YouTube channel.
Got it.
Don't play
Yeah,
dumb
for
with me.
sure.
I know you have desires.
I know
Although
you're
I feel
more
like
than enough
3
for my disciple.
3 is the doctor wife. I really hate this Ben Shapiro comparison, but
I was gonna say.
I'm sorry, the what Ben Shapiro comparison?
There was a thing on Twitter recently where Ben Shapiro basically admitted that his wife has been lying to him about getting her wet.
yeah, that's actually 1 for 1 what just happened.
that truly is actually what just happened.
Oh, is that because like he did that analysis of the Cardi B song and he didn't understand like the pussy wet thing?
Yeah, he was like, my wife, who is a doctor, said that women getting wet actually isn't normal and it's a disease.
Oh my god.
And they were like, okay, so that's what she told you, pal?
His wife. Oh my god.
You must put
No,
an
honey, it's
end
fine. I'm a
to
doctor.
these atrocities.
My pussy doesn't get wet because I'm too smart.
because everyone else is weird.
Yeah.
You seem to be somewhat confused, Octa. A disciple doesn't choose his intoner. An intoner chooses her disciple.
Oh, and apparently she's a chiropractor, so she's not even like a doctor who would know.
Oh my god.
Behold the third song! Quickened puppets of antiquity! The raging demon's deathly gaze! The army of heretics that rejects the natural cycle! Render into ash the powers of reason and order! I, Octa, summon thee in my name! Armicile, invade!
Whose voice is Octa?
I mean, they probably have like real voice actors for this. Here
they
comes
do.
the Funko Pops.
Oh yeah, this is the real Funko Pop ones, right?
I love these things, and then they become like level enemies later.
You must flee at once! We cannot stop Lady 3 now!
Todd Habercorn.
Who hides in a room making dolls out of dead.
They're not dolls, my lady. They're soldiers she's operated on.
But she operated them on them and turned them into giant babies.
There it is. They're Android 19. Got it.
I have seen it like, yeah, that whip.
I can become cool too.
Oh my god. Oh my god, they're screaming.
Yeah. All right, cool. I got through boss phone mode 1.
All right.
Oh damn, what if there was an even bigger baby? God, the cutscenes in this game are undefeated.
Oh yeah. Ah! I was like, what was the gimmick of this boss? Then I was like, oh yeah, that. And then I do this.
I love that you can literally just do the zero move with Mikhail,
Yeah.
Wait for an
the dive kick or whatever.
Yeah. No, it's so good. Like in toner mode, and the music gets all fucked up for it.
Oh my god, I do love that you get to kind of play soccer with this crazy BB head.
All right.
This is like a good boss fight.
Now that I can actually play it, yeah.
What is it?
Oh. Got babies on me.
This weird pain in my chest and tummy, and I start to get all tingly. What should I do?
Aw, Mikhail, you're in love.
It's called love. Probably terminal.
guess. There we go. Oh my god, its body protected its head. I'm so pissed off.
Oh my god, that is really funny.
I like tried to like target it and it literally just lifted its like arms up and kept me from doing so. Alright, that's it. Sicko mode.
That's it. I'm pissed.
I think going sicko mode killed it.
You literally, Chris. Oh my.
I literally went in toner mode and broke the boss.
Did you really think something like that would finish an intoner?
At the end of the day, is this not what all e-boys want to do? What all orbiters want to do?
What the? Did he really just do that?
The dragon shows his true colors.
Is this what dragons are?
Ah, well. Hello there. So my name's
And here's the worst character in the
I
game.
was sent
Oh my
here
God.
by Lady 2. I've come to take this horrid dragon off your hands.
Wait.
Ooh, sorry, out of time. I'm kind of a busy guy, see? In fact, I only had 8 hours of sleep last night. If I weren't as powerful as I am, I'd likely be dead by now. And that would be a shame of epic proportions.
The person who
I
said
don't
Ruby
think-
character asked? No,
I'm gonna
he's
be
exactly
late,
that.
And then Lady 2
Yes, a
might get
Ruby
angry.
character.
Not that I'm scared of her or anything. Huh,
I was
nothing
gonna
like
say
that.
he's like a Final
Wouldn't
Fantasy
want you to get the wrong
character,
idea
but
about me.
no, he's actually Ruby too.
Anyway.
That's perfect.
Gotta go, kids. Ta-ta for now.
the enemies holding hands as they fly off with your dragon.
Rocketing up. The hand holding animation looks
Kale.
straight up like a fucking live 3D edit.
Just like Poochie animating, like just tweening out of the room.
Like the absolute most like MMD looking shit I've seen.
So now we have lost one Mikhail. First our airship, now our Mikhail. Whoop. I can now buy recovery potions large. Let's max out all this shit. Oh, I need to buy some more weapons. Yeah, I feel like I'm doing pretty good with these. Let's see, how does this one compare? Oh, this one does do better actually. What's that? Robbie, how did you like the 3 fight with the babies?
I hated it back when I watched you do it, and I hate it now.
What? Now that you can see it clearer?
Actually, you beat the shit out of him, so it was kind of cool.
Oh yeah, didn't I get stuck on that boss like forever the first time I played this?
You did. You fought it like all day.
What a difference! What a difference
Yeah.
things can make. All right, well while Mikhail's in absence, we're gonna put a little Tokyo Tower on his head. And let's go ahead and continue the campaign. All right, how's everyone feeling? Are you guys down to keep going for another half hour-ish?
Yeah, I can do a half hour.
Yeah, I can do a little bit more.
Okay. I had originally planned to like structure this around like each sort of like chunk between sisters, but it ended up like the pacing ended up getting weird because it just ended up being like we've beat the first sister
Zero
in like
defeated
an
3,
hour.
but lost Mikhail to the disciple Scent in the process. The group headed for Scent's home in the Land of Sands to try and rescue the dragon.
Oh, this is gonna be fun. Land of Sands is always caused frame rate issues, so I'm excited to see if it actually works here. Hello?
Sick.
Hello?
All right. So far so good.
So you know that guy who stole your dumb dragon? He's the
No,
disciple
this is
here in the Land of
100%
Sands.
a glitch. This is just a glitch that happens.
Two's
Are you sure?
disciple, huh?
I would have remembered if this happened before. This is what I see when I'm missing Mikhail. It's just the faint shadow of him.
Yeah, it just shows that she misses him so
This
much.
Scent guy seems like a real charmer, doesn't he? Probably better to just kill him when you take out 2.
Oh, I forgot that Ditto and Scent have a beef. Let's see what
I
Pervert
am
says.
worried
About what?
about Mikhail.
Don't be. He's fine.
But
I'm telling you, he's fine.
very well.
I like that at this part of the game is when you start to realize that a bit of Zero's whole like, no, Mikhail's fine, whatever, he's a dummy, it'll be okay, is kind of like more of a defense mechanism to cope with the fact that her last dragon was like murdered in front of her.
Yeah, this is like,
Quite the scene earlier, wasn't
it's
it?
pretty
First your
good,
dragon
like,
makes a meal out of Lady
one of the
Three,
nice things about
then
this
he's
game
stolen
is
away
that it
by
does
another
like a
disciple.
good job of like setting up your
Ordered him to
expectations
eat her,
to be
I
one
presume.
thing and then like doing an interesting
Nope, sure
like
didn't.
No.
twist on them later
Such a
on,
cruel
like
twist of fate.
Yeah, no, I'm super
Like-
excited for like that stuff later, precisely because of that, where it's like, oh, there's all these expectations of these characters and what they're like.
Perhaps you and I should commemorate her passing.
Except Octa. Octa remains
and then
this
sometimes,
disgusting.
sometimes they do exactly what you would expect.
Yeah, but I do like that later there's stuff where it's like, yeah, character motivations are deeper than you'd think. Not the disciples; they're all awful little gremlins and continue to be so
Yeah.
Guy
forever.
seems like a real charmer, doesn't he?
The
Probably better-
disciples are there to make a joke out
So
of
what do you think those two are
the
planning
idea
anyway?
of like hoping that your expectations for them will
As if
change.
Neither of them were smart enough to have an actual plan.
Really? I figured Scent took your dragon because 2 ordered it. She's got to have some reason for doing that, right?
But yeah, you can like tell even from as soon as like Zero like reacts so strongly to Michaela getting taken away, even though every time she's like, ugh, what a pain in the ass.
Yeah. Obviously being upset by it, but putting on this air of like, no, it's fine. Like this happens all the time with him, and then everyone else being like, "Are you sure?" And her being like, "Yeah, no, it's fine. I'm not upset. It's cool, actually. I like it."
It's cool.
Oh, hello, wolves.
Hey, what if there were some wolves here too?
Oh, you thought there were only wolves in the forest? Did you not play near? There are wolves wherever I want them to be.
Damn, it's time to fight some wolves.
God, there were wolves all over the place in here.
They have a whole emotional backstory.
Yeah, they do. Oh, yeah, they do,
The wolves are literally a key component of the 9/11 metaphor in that game.
God damn, those wolves are annoying.
Wolves can sense the murderous
In fact,
intent
I'm
of
pretty sure this is the same like wolf
saying I'm
like
hiding my
yelping
murderous
noise that they make in
intent
that game.
Oh my god. 100%.
See? No, there's more of them.
Actually, the wolves are spawning because you're too mad.
If we were less mad, there would be less wolves.
Okay, never mind. Alright, I guess I didn't need to load up a weapon for that one.
Sometimes I honestly can't tell if these guys are doing anything, but
Right, I get that all the time with this game, where I'm like, are these guys like kind of just here to give you the image, and then occasionally they'll just like completely slaughter someone for me.
Man, I'm thirsty as hell.
The personification of evil is here.
We're not apt to find water in this place.
If we have to keep fighting like this, I'm gonna keel over.
Indeed.
Damn, that would suck.
Perhaps my strength as well. Though not my man's strength.
Bro, shut up.
Why? What's wrong? What's wrong, Robbie? Are you getting mad? Are you perhaps falling for Yokotaro's jests?
My fucking man energy is fucking at an all-time low.
We can win if we keep it.
Not a lot of people know this, but as part of Gitmo Bay, not only did they play, what was it, like Eminem really loud, but they also played the dialogue cutscenes from Drakengard 3.
Yeah.
See, this bracelet thing outside of like aiming is basically useful for doing this move, where you jump up and swing it around a lot to hit enemies that are too far out of the way.
Yeah, you can kind of like hit a bunch of enemies at the same time with this, but it also does so little damage.
Alright. Wow.
Definitely, the gameplay of Nier is straight up way better than this game.
Yeah, no,
I think that arguably.
I think my plan was I was probably gonna play the original Nier after this, and I decided that I definitely was not gonna play Drakengard because that is a game that I'm so glad I played, and I will only probably ever play once in my life.
That's a one and done.
Yeah.
Original Drakengard? Yeah, no thanks.
Oh, I keep forgetting I have a shield because I literally never use it.
Yeah, there is like a block button. Isn't there a parry in this game or something?
I think so. I don't really quite know how it works. I think it's like if you... I mean, like, I kind of remember how it works, but it's one of those things where it's like, it's not a very well executed mechanic, so you end up just not really using it that often.
Yeah, there's like... How does it work?
This one is great for just tearing them up with our hurricane, basically.
Perhaps a sweet kiss can quench those flames. And then afterwards, could clear some sand from the lion's den.
Imagine calling your girlfriend's pussy the lion's den.
This guy?
Oh yeah, there's also wolves here!
God damn it.
Literally just to get in the way of you aiming at those guys up there.
Oh my god.
Alright, that's it. I'm going sicko mode.
Oh my god, this wolf sound that they play every 5 seconds.
There's one wolf noise, and it's that one. Got him.
You'll need one so he gets the point across. Ship it. It's fine.
You think we have this sort of money for 2 wolf noises around here?
You out of your mind.
Listen, I went down to the special effects lab. Getting a second wolf noise would cost us like $25, and I don't got that kind of money.
I mean, if they had this sort of money for an extra wolf noise, they would have had this sort of money for a lot of other things on this game.
Fucking Square Enix CEOs are like, we don't got that kind of scratch. See? You get one wolf noise, eh?
It's like, what, you're a third-party title? You better take your one wolf noise and be happy we gave you any.
Back in my day, when we were developing third title games, we had to make our own wolf noises, and we liked it.
We could take some from Final Fantasy. Pah! You'll do no such thing.
You'll do Final Fantasy. You'll get your dirty hands nowhere near that.
Get stuck? Here. There you go. You can come through now.
Thank you, Lady Zero.
We'll stop her here.
by locking these doors until she kills all of us.
Yes, sir. Blessed be Lady 2.
Alright, well, first things first. Kill these guys.
Fire! Fire! Keep firing!
Look, we only need one guy to say "Blessed be Lady 2," and then we'll just repeat it over and over again.
I'm still sad we haven't heard any of the Richard Horvitz streams yet.
Fire at will. Locked and loaded.
Shame that.
Yeah, they did have somebody to speak quite a lot of dialogue for this game, I will say.
It
guess
really
there's
is
one-
like it really. I do feel like that might be like one of the spots where
You and
Here
your
it
damn
comes.
flower.
where Swery probably had up hand in it, because that seems like a very Swery decision, is to just record a shit ton of dialogue, but like
Yeah.
not anything else. Like to
Yeah,
have like the enemies have like hours and hours of dialogue, but one wolf noise.
Right, exactly. Well, the
There's a-
wolves were
there's a
SAG
scenario
after,
where, like,
and they couldn't afford the union race.
The wolves have unionized.
Their voice acting is really expensive.
You ever think that there might, like, if there's been like a movie where or something where they like didn't get trained animal actors in the hopes of like not having to pay like union dues to the animal actor, like animal handler guys, like that's their get around. It's like, well, animals can't unionize, so we'll just get untrained animals and use those instead.
Oh my god.
Hey, more wolves. Sorry, these are sand wolves. They're different.
What is this? I love that demonstration. This wolf can burrow through the sand,
More wolves?
and it does make the same noise.
You said it.
Yeah, but they're slightly
We,
yellow.
we only got one. By Jim, we're gonna use it.
Well, at least they have two wolf models in different colors.
Couldn't you at least pitch it down or something like that to make it seem like you had two wolf noises?
You all right, Decadus?
Sand
You do it.
in my eyes. Such exquisite.
Yeah, you're all right.
I actually forgot how many fucking wolves are in the sand area. Now I'm like, oh yeah, that's why I hated this level.
We're almost there. And despite the heat, I'm still
There it
ready
is.
for more.
I was like, where's the third wolf?
And there's
The wolves are like are
No
locking
way.
the door. Like it's not the guards that locked it, it's the wolves that locked the door.
I really hope these wolves have
Oh, I got a purified
a
heart.
lot
from
of
the
them.
wolf.
The alpha sand wolf doesn't even make a noise when you when you kill it.
You die silently.
Well, I got some
That's cool.
shamrock fabric from the wolves at least.
Where's Lady 2?
Last I heard, she was headed for the
Excuse me, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me, coming through, excuse me,
That
excuse me.
attack is especially how it sounds with them poorly.
Yeah, Freak Show's right. These guys are definitely trained.
Whatever. If they're in my way, they're getting cut down.
Ow.
That fucking dog sample sounds like the like record scratch sample they use in Jump Around. Fucking
Oh, look, there's the alpha wolf again. Hold on, let me just...
Let me do some cool shit above this wolf. That's the second wolf noise. We got it.
Oh my god, that was a different noise.
There, yeah, we gotta howl just in time for me to just fucking smack it down with the sword.
And then it made the same noise when it died, couldn't it? Just...
They could have like Paul stretched out the wolf howl too to make it sound like more mournful. Aha,
Great, you can
secret
like
items.
pitch it up or down. There are a lot of
And here I come. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me.
They had the same idea.
Yeah, they're like, oh wait, hold on.
Horse.
Wow, a new enemy type. A guy on a horse. Who I have to immediately back up from because he will run me over. Or I can just do this actually.
It's all that stupid dragon's fault.
Yeah, you should just go sick him, man.
He gets himself taken, and then you get all crazy with rage.
I'm not crazy with rage because of him. This is just my normal everyday rage.
Really?
You don't believe me?
I didn't say that.
You really do want to die, don't you?
I love Zero just being like, I'm not mad. I'm not upset that he's gone. I'm just normally upset. I just have extremely unhealthy emotions. Oh, fuck. Okay, no. This is what I wanted to do. Thank you. I will say, the combos in this game are very satisfying once you have them down. And also once the game doesn't lag when you're doing them. There is something very fun about...
Yeah, I can't imagine how it feels without lag.
There's something very satisfying about plowing through like a crowd of dudes with a sphere, knocking them all to the side, rapidly switching to gloves, and then just beating the shit out of them one by one.
Nice place for a nap.
Yeah, it's like not actually a bad place. It's just badly made.
And they put a Eiffel Tower on my head.
Wait, when did that happen?
I costume switched him when he got kidnapped.
Golems.
What a good prank, right away for us.
Not golems.
Oh, I remember these guys.
Yeah, they're not fun. Their gimmick is they fire missiles.
How is it exactly that you got kidnapped again?
Oh.
Where's your brain?
In my head.
I remember they did a lot of damage.
Yeah, these are basically damage sponges. Would be great if my my guys helped out here.
Columns are infused with magic spells.
Oh, I do really love this dialogue exchange though.
And?
And said magic spells are always etched upon their bodies.
Okay.
So?
Yeah, well, if you destroy the part of the body that contains the spell, perhaps the column may...
Too much work. I'll just beat him to death.
Oh, I assumed that would be your response.
Just suggesting that there might be a strategy for defeating this.
Oh,
that's
they actually
easier.
have like a secret weak spot.
And then it's just like Zero's like, that sounds like too much work. I'm just gonna fight it the way I fight everything else in this game. Such a good bit.
I would like rather sit here punching it 1,000 times than have one single thought.
Yeah. Then even remotely consider a strategy for defeating this thing. Listen, I got two buttons and I'm gonna press them.
It's a very consistent character. Oh god. Yeah, I remember dying to this enemy. I think I remember dying to 2 of this enemy.
Yeah, no, there's definitely parts where multiple of them show up, and it sucks.
Yeah, but I'm sure that's just a hallucination, because there's no way they would try and pass off a boss encounter as 2 of the same enemy.
For what it's worth, I'm pretty sure it happens on one of the other timelines, so it's literally just like, this is the harder timeline. So 2 golems, how do you like that one?
How do you like
where am I?
2 golems? That was a fun little camera angle there.
Yeah, just...
The tower should have a head dragon and tail. That would be really, really funny.
And here I thought you'd be smart enough to stay away. Well, I suppose that's just the curse of being a big picture kind of guy. Know what I mean? I know my own abilities, and I just expect others to recognize them as well.
Robbie, what do you think of this guy?
But
And his trip pants.
I guess that's asking too
hate the
much
trip
of folks
pants.
like you, now isn't it? I mean,
I think keep on
why hold
almost
people
sounding
to
like
an
a
ideal they
cowboy.
can't possibly meet? Am I right?
No
I just
thoughts.
can't get
There's just
Ruby
no thoughts.
out of my...
This guy's really starting to piss me off.
Dino just being
You're
like, why are you
too
talking so
disciple,
much?
yeah?
Stop talking.
Should I kill you too?
You see, now we've gone from bad to worse. You people really are dense, you know that?
You're the stupid ones, not
I guess
me.
the universe
You're
simply can't help
stupid.
those who won't help themselves.
What are you
He
trying
really
to
sounds a little bit like a preacher man.
One of these days, that dragon is gonna be your downfall. And when that moment comes, it'll be too late for regrets. Traitor.
Okay, so, Robbie, remember that line.
Okay.
I will be right back again.
Okay. See, now we got to get to the bottom of this Final Fantasy 13 thing.
Okay, so there's, I think we've counted successfully. There's at least 4, possibly 5 Final Fantasy 13.
Okay.
But Final Fantasy 13-3 is like, Christine played it and she really liked it. And I heard very good things about this game. That it's kind of like a weird Majora's Mask. Like there's this time mechanic. Like you have a limited amount of time to complete the game.
Yeah.
And part of like, I think the way that it works is that like you use certain like, you have like limited healing as well too. It's a kind of like resource management type game. You're on a mission from God. It's kind of like the Blues Brothers.
Okay.
Those are the things. And they like make up, they're like, anyways, God's here and God is asking you to do this stuff. Not a previously agreed upon or mentioned God. The new one.
Just the new God.
They were like, what if God was in this game?
Mr. Treasure Chest, I'm going to have to go back and get that off
damn
screen. More things for me to do off screen and get mad about.
Yeah, they have a different Judeo-Christian God in every Final Fantasy 13 game. Final Fantasy 13 has less consistency among the Final Fantasy 13s that are canonically part of Final Fantasy 13 than it has with the ones that are not related to it at all.
Right.
From what I understand. Does anyone, can the chat verify how many Final Fantasy 13s there are?
Can I get some Final Fantasy 13 experts in the chat, please?
And please verify. Okay, there are 3 Final Fantasy 13s, but what about ones that were spin-offs and then later retconned to not be part of Final Fantasy 13?
Right.
Because I know Final Fantasy 15 is one of those. It's secretly Final Fantasy 13.
Sent
Are there
claimed
more?
Zero's dragon would be her downfall. What was the meaning behind this ominous prophecy?
He took that picture.
In search of information,
He took that picture and he
Zero
posted it
traveled to
online
the
with Babe
ruins
Caught Me
beneath
Sleeping.
The land of saints.
Oh my god.
It appears Lady 2 places enormous trust in her disciple.
Robbie, what do you think the bit with this
Why are you
character is
saying
going to
that
be?
in front of Zero?
With
Jealous?
with 2?
Well, with 2 and with Scent.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh my
Scent
God.
is completely asexual, hates sex, absolutely despises it, And 2 is the horniest character in the game.
2, if you remember, is the one who looks like a fucking. 2's the one who's like, I'm going on a vacation, so I really don't have time for this in the beginning of the game.
Okay.
So she's kind of a ditz.
I stand by what I say.
All right.
It was hardly my.
I really don't care.
Oh,
I think that it's bold of Robbie to assume that there's a character that isn't horny in this game.
There's like one character, and we killed her.
Yeah. No. No bulk. Literally, the Decadus is 4 p.m.
An intuitive godlike presence.
He makes that face though when there isn't a dick plot.
Yeah. Decadus, it's 4 p.m. Time for you to not have sex. Or time for you to not be beat up. Yes, ma'am.
Time for your haircut.
Never believe what your enemy tells you.
But we all saw what he did to Lady 3, the fellow intoner.
Go to sleep already, would you?
You may dismiss it, but my concerns about Mikhail are genuine.
Why is everyone busting Mikhail's balls? He's just a harmless
Hey,
little
so
dwagon.
you're not worried at all? About Sense warning, I mean?
I don't even remember what he said.
He said that dumb dragon would be your downfall.
No, I'm not worried. Are you?
Me? Hell no. My downfall started the day I met you.
Dude, it's just like, bro, it's like we're natural born killers. You see that movie? I've got it on
Cute.
Blu-ray. Well, I've got a Blu-ray rip of it on my computer.
Do you want to watch it, please? Please, do you want to watch it?
Fierce.
I've got a laptop and an HDMI cable. We can just like sit in my room, my college dorm room, and check it out.
It's like a movie
Oh
theater.
my god.
I'm majoring in
I just
communications.
remembered something. A golem told me that 2 is in the Shrine of Sands.
A golem told you? Golems can't talk, dummy. They're stone.
Well, he didn't talk or whatever. It was more like his soul spoke to me.
There's Mikhail's new little character portrait.
There's
now that
no
he's
such
strong.
thing as a soul.
All right, we got one more chat from Mikhail
I
to
just
find out.
remembered something. A
Oh
golem.
wait, no, that's the same thing.
Damn.
So, who knows where the Shrine of Sands is? Anyone? Show of hands? That's what I thought.
Guess we'll just have to wander around like idiots until we stumble into it.
I heard tell the nearby underground ruins are being used as barracks for the enemy troops.
Good enough. We'll start there.
So what should I do?
You fly up and scout ahead, yeah?
You got it, Zero. You got it.
He just wants to try his best. I do love that, like, a big theme in this game is that, like, they don't get directions or anything like that. It's just like, listen, all of that shit's like, at the end of the day, in any video game, you're just going from point A to point B until you find point C.
Right.
Is there anything up here?
This darkness makes it hard to see.
Nope.
Who needs darkness? Pretty much anything makes me hard.
But that's not even... You really are hopeless, Octa.
See, in the dark, he can then imagine a big pair of boobies. And then he can...
Bro.
Yeah?
Is this what people who are like, oh, this book is erotic?
That is all of the lines in a book like that do sound like things that Octa says.
Octa writes those books.
He literally does. Every euphemism. What is it? What was the thing that 2 said? No, 3. She was like, my honey no longer...
My honey no longer
Tell
flows.
me
Yeah.
where the truth is.
Yes,
And if you don't know,
There was also the
you're
other...
still dead.
that is straight up Final Fantasy, or not Final Fantasy, but just fantasy novels I read when I was, like, 16. They would say stuff like that with no shame.
The I don't know, even the calling her vagina a lion's den seems a bit much even for those kinds of things.
Yeah, that would...
I
That's a
can't
little
imagine
far.
how fun translating this game must have been, because it had to be
Oh,
that like they
no.
had to come up with their own versions of those. Like I can guarantee some of them just only worked in Japanese. So it was like, all right, well we have to come up with our own version of Lion's Den or Honey Flow.
They really like they went on the localizers for this game are 8-4, who have done I believe all of the Nier games. They did Nier and Autonoma.
Outside of making a meal not gay anymore, I have liked their translations.
Yeah, they're quite good. I think that they do like a really. I know that they are
Nice
more
little trick.
involved with game development as it's happening than a lot of other localization studios are.
Different from a sorcerer?
So they like, yeah, they even like write like lines that make it back into the Japanese version, like because they did Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance as well, which has. So they're responsible for Make America Great Again.
That's so funny, actually.
And like some of their like I think character choices actually like were informed the original game. Yeah.
I think for Metal Gear Rising specifically, they were probably like, look, we need things that a character from America would say.
Right. Yeah. There's definitely some choices that like are really on the nose. I think because they were allowed to do that.
Yeah.
I still need to get to that game. I was playing the Metal Gear Solid games for the first time recently, and I left off at whatever the PSP one was. Peace Walker?
I'm not sure if you'd like Rising.
I think Jay would actually like it.
That's the Platinum run, right?
Yeah.
Everything I've seen about it, it seems like a game I would like. I mean, I like Bayonetta. I like Okami.
if you like a, I mean, there are weird idiosyncrasies to the combat system that make it really hit or miss. For a lot of people, a jumping puzzle.
Her one weakness.
Platform shit again.
It's one of those action games where like you have to press forward in order to parry.
I'd rather just break him in half and bury him along with this whole damn place.
Yeah. It gets like the rhythm is sometimes kind of hard to get into. I think it's a really good system, but it's also kind of unfriendly at first.
I prefer to think of it as spontaneous.
It's one of those games where like your first playthrough is like, okay, that was a pretty good game, and then when you play it a second time, when you actually know what you're doing, you're like, oh, okay, this is why it was like this. Okay, this game rules.
Yeah, it's kind of a bummer because it's like, oh, once you beat the game, you're like, oh, now I like to play it.
Yeah.
But I think like it has, it has writing that's kind of in line with this game and Nier, and it really hits on the kind of like early 2000s action movie and like American political satire pretty well, I think.
Yeah.
It's just like very over the top and very fun. We played it for our 4th of July.
Aw.
Yeah, we just marathoned it. Me and Fern played it, and then Tasha took over to beat the game because it got too hard for us, and she's played every platinum game a million times.
Yeah, I think a good thing about that you'll like about Metal Gear Rising is that unlike other Metal Gear games, this one will take you probably 2 days to beat.
Oh yeah. If I do my usual thing of playing it for like a couple hours here and there.
Yeah, that game is like 8 hours max.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, I do like that.
Yeah, it's got a beautiful length to it. Like, it's really short.
Paced really well.
Yeah, the pacing is good. There's a lot of like interesting levels and gimmicks. There's only a few enemy types that are kind of frustrating. And even the kind of like real like slugfest portions of the game are over pretty quickly.
Yeah.
With regards to the translation chat in the thing, that's actually a thing that I always find like really fascinating, and I kind of wish translation discourse was more like it was back in the days where it was like Mario Maker voice, you fucking make it then if you're so goddamn smart. Where instead of like, oh, they fucked up because they translated this way instead of this way, it's just like people would make their own fan translations because of the fact that a text in a piece of media can be translated in different ways, because it's quite literally like the regular kind of media interpretation on top of the fact that different languages have like multiple possible meanings when you translate them.
Yeah, it's an example that I bring up a lot is like a lot of people talk about like Mother 3 finally coming out, and it's like, how much would we really like that game if Nintendo like quote unquote translated that game for Americans, like they really localized that game. And it's like, I think the reason why people like Mother 3 now is because like there were people who didn't have to care about like they didn't have to go through 5 different people in order to see if a sentence was fine to say.
Yeah, no, it's that's the thing I think about a lot is like not that I think we should go back to an era of just fan subs and fan dubs and whatnot, because like that can cause its own weird things. But it's a thing of just like, man, I wish instead of arguing about whether or not a translation was good, people could kind of like present their own translations more often, or like they could be seen as like, well, these are valid multiple valid ways to interpret a text, unless there's like particularly heinous. Oh, there they are, the 2 columns. Unless there's particularly heinous, like, bad translations.
Nah, there's no way. They wouldn't. You're probably just
like, the original Sailor Moon, I think would or, like, a lot of stuff with, like, 4Kids translations definitely would probably count as actually bad translations.
The bigger one that, like... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that it's, like, kind of too bad that, like, poisoned, like... It kind of led to a little bit of like ultra literalism in translations, or literalism as like this signifier of authenticity that I find a bit frustrating, because like one of the things that I like about 8-4, like, you know, they're not perfect by any means, but they're pretty good at writing, and they're pretty good at writing you know, they're pretty good at writing the text that like really fits with the mood of what the game is about. They really kind of like get it, and they're writing like a good English script to match it. And I kind of like it when writing is good, so I kind of like it when there's that, like, you know, effort is put into that. And so I mean, like, sometimes literalism can have its own like place because it can help you understand like certain nuances, but I feel like a really good script wouldn't leave you wanting that, you know?
No, yeah, it's the constant like battle in translation, I feel like, of like a literal translation versus like getting the gist across. And the obvious examples are always, you know, like puns and shit. Like, how do you translate this joke? What's the cartoon that's like basically famous for that, where it's like the actual cartoon is like extremely Japanese humor that doesn't translate well, so the American dub it kind of just goes whole hog with making its own.
I mean, Shin-Chan is a really good.
That's it.
Yeah,
Shin-Chan.
Yeah.
Because it's like if we were to translate this, it would be boring and none of the jokes would make sense. So we just kind of went wild on it.
Right. Yeah. Because there's like even like local humor that.
A really good example of like transliteration is like how watch like any number of animes or play any number of like Japanese to English translated games and see how many times you see the phrase "I guess it can't be helped." Because like that really is just like the most bare bones like translation of that like phrase.
Right, and it's not even a good translation of that phrase.
No, yeah, it is a bad translation. Like it is, it most of the time it's like a character is saying that, but there's like context to it. So like you could have translated it in a better way. It's just not really a phrase that like exists in English.
Interesting. What is it? There's a Tim Rogers review of what was it? It was like Xenoblade. I don't know which Xeno game it was, but it was a recent one, and he was talking about how, like, when that game first came out, apparently it was getting, like, really made fun of because every character does a million lines of dialogue every second, like they yell out all of their special moves constantly.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. We're
And he was
still
like,
not done with this?
so like in Japanese, like, the language, like, saying the same thing multiple times sounds like...
Another of Lady Zero's
Sorry, that's...
No, it's a good scene. of just them being like, hey, look, more jumping
Let me
puzzles.
guess, magic, right? You know how it goes. Weird shit like this always gets written off as magic.
Just furious at the idea of doing jumping puzzles.
It's just so funny when her line read is like, just so tired. But yeah, anyways, that Tim Roger thing, it was just, like, interesting because it wasn't, and that was not even, like, a language thing. It was, like, the way that, like, people talk in Japanese, like, saying the same thing over and over again just sounds way more natural and is way more accepted part of common speech than, like, it would be in English. So, like, having even, like, a good translation of those lines of dialogue at the, like, frequency that they happened in Japanese just is unbearable to, like, American ears.
Yeah. I think it goes both ways too, because like
Yeah.
a very like English thing is just going to look like no, but like that's like it's kind of hard to put that in another context with a different language. But specifically with Japanese, that is like a much more common thing with many more words.
Right, yeah, like there's just like things that just don't work. There's a good quote from who was it? Nabokov about how like all translation is like all translation is bad, all translation is like a lie that like is basically rewriting the text. And you kind of just have to like make good with that.
Stay calm.
There's really funny translation stories with Pokemon, especially like the first few games, where like a lot of the translations would be like, this is the English translation, which is based on the Japanese translation, and then when they translated it to Spanish, they used the English translation, so they're using a translation of a translation.
Oh my god, yeah. Oh yeah, that's really funny.
Which could get really messy if you get more into it.
Hey, so guess what I hate?
This part?
Yeah. The second I saw it, I got flashbacks to like having to do this, because you have to do side missions on this area, the ones that you grind on for cash, and there are a lot of things like this, but they're timed.
Cool.
And usually you can only use one weapon.
Yeah, I can tell with the really intuitive controls that it must be pretty easy to avoid falling off the ledge constantly.
A lot of enemies, when they're in tight spaces like that, like to have attacks that will just send you flying, and also there's guys bombing you.
Oh my god,
and also
yeah,
there's these guys shooting you from a distance. And also these walkways are narrow and have those guys on them.
But you're still soldiers. Fight well and Lady 2 may choose you for her elite guard.
Oh.
Zero's here. Burn the papers. Don't let her reach Lady 2.
Anyway, we should all learn Japanese and start our own translation company.
I think that's a good idea. We can call it
like
translators.
Yeah.
Oh my.
I think I'll do really well at that company.
Yeah. Well, you're there for the token Sizz experience, because sometimes animes have like Sizz characters.
Sometimes we need to know like what it's like.
You need a Sizz consultant at the company, and I'll take that reign.
So like Robbie, when a Sizz man says like, God, I need some pussy, is it like pussy or pussy?
Does he want a big new pussy? I like translators. That'd be really good, especially if we dropped a lot of projects.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about this part where she uses her own arm holding a sword as a weapon.
Hope you can stick that back on.
Let's see.
This game does whip ass, and I love it.
Strong Sandwich in the chat says, my annoying old roommate loved this game, so I assume it's terrible. Yeah. Go to something.
Incorrect. Although, depending on your annoying old roommate, yeah, this is extremely a game that an annoying person would like.
Shall we finish
Such
this?
as myself. Alright, anyway, I have to defeat these sand ogres. These sand ogres? Sand...
And ogre.
Quite the arm Lady Zeno has.
Oh, trust me, it's not just her arm. Z can actually regrow almost anything.
Something.
Just what's that? What are you getting mad? What are you getting horny about?
It's pretty delicate. Great.
An intoner with detachable arms too much for you?
No. As your disciple, I must learn all there is to know about you.
Even your weird freaky body.
There are far
Yeah.
more horrific things in the world, after all.
Yeah.
Like
you know, that's
what,
relatable.
Octa?
You know, that's relatable. I think we all have this conversation with our polycule at least once. Yes, I can detach my arm and reattach it. Yes, I have a giant parasitic flower that allows me to regenerate my entire body if killed.
No, I don't care about my pet dragon.
Yes. Yes, I do have a California king, so we can all sleep in one big bed together.
No, Decanus cannot sleep in the bed.
Yes, Decanus. Yes, Decanus is fine in the cage. He likes it. It's okay. God, this really is the poly household where you go over and they're just constantly talking about like sex. Like that's all they talk about.
Oh my god.
You walk in and there's a Hitachi wand on the fucking breakfast nook table. The poly
Lady
cruel.
Zero, is your arm alright?
Oh my god, I really like that.
It doesn't seem to feel pain anymore. Seems I'm getting less human by the day.
Scent not only has a waterbed, it's a waterbed race car.
3 down, 2 to go.
They're always asking you to join their D&D campaign.
Oh my god.
Oh, and don't tell Mikhail about this.
He thinks it's gross and he doesn't like it.
Hey, congratulations on completing that mission.
Thank you. It was very
Hey,
hard.
mission completed. Good job on that mission, Shay.
And I'm level 20 now.
Wee.
Look at all these fabrics I got.
You got some fabric, you got a gold flintstone.
And I got the Ring of Lament.
And you got an achievement. The Adequate Accumulator.
You're
Yeah,
adequate at
that's
accumulating. I wonder if there's a way to check my achievements in this emulator.
Yeah, I'm surprised it actually gave you one.
You can keep track of them. Let me open
Oh.
up my emulator screen that has the PlayStation 3 in it and see if I can see my emulators. Oh, I can manage screenshots. So apparently I can take screenshots too still. I don't see anything about the achievements, but I'll figure it out.
Gotta get those sweet Chivas.
I gotta get those Chivas for my computer.
Legitimized by the Sony Entertainment Corporation.
So the emulator is legal to own, but I do have to rip it myself, which I did do using whatever are considered legal methods for doing so.
It's all legal in this stream, folks.
All right, how are you two feeling before we continue the campaign?
I think I'm about done for now.
Yeah, I think I am. Okay, that's the 2 hours that I.
That you
signed up
allotted for this.
that I'm getting
Yeah.
paid for.
I'm getting paid for. I'm getting paid for every minute of it. No, it's really fun. Yeah, I had a great time.
No, I'll let you know when we're doing this again. I might also bring on our good friend Mint Chip Leaf at some point.
I know that.
What?
Yeah.
I know that person.
Yeah, Mint has literally been in our house, Robbie, multiple times.
And that's why I said I know that person.
Oh, you were saying that like sarcastically, I thought.
No, I love Mint.
Okay. Shout outs to Mint. I don't think Mint's in the chat.
Who I don't know is Aevee. This is the first time I've met Aevee.
Yeah.
Oh, I totally forgot to introduce you to.
So good.
Yeah.
This is
Aevee
Bee, my former boss.
Yeah.
It's great to finally meet Aevee Bee, also my former boss.
The former boss, Aevee Bee. I'm just another working stuff.
But it's like a mouse.
I've got some fun jams going right now, so as we play out. This will be great when I upload it to YouTube and it gets copyright stricken.
Oh wait, hold on. If we're gonna do that, then I should do my thing that I do at the end of these streams now.
Oh, what do you do at the end of these streams now?
Hold on. Drakengard 3. Dragging me down. Oh god, where is it? So low. Drakengard 3 is on the verge of being a unique and rewarding RPG experience. Its dark, gritty nature and fast-paced combat is a refreshing change from the more syrupy tone of traditional turn-based battles that dominate the JRPG scene. Yet clunky controls, repetitive gameplay, ugly graphics, and poorly written characters, and massive frame rate issues make the idea of playing again to see another ending completely unappealing. In the first of the 40 hours I spent with Drakengard 3, I noticed the subpar graphics and frame rate. Yes, I know every game in the Drakengard series has suffered from these issues, but repeating a mistake doesn't make it any less of a mistake. There are jagged edges everywhere, the frame rate plummets whenever there are any activities on the screen, and the color palette for the world is bland and uninspired, and textures are so undetailed and boring, they look like they belong in the PlayStation 2 era. It's all a terrible strain to the eyes. The next issue is the poor level design. Drakengard 3 is an extremely linear game, and areas have very little to see and explore. Linearity can be a great experience if it's done well, but outside of the way the developer Access Games differentiates each location with a special feature, a dark, creepy forest maze, a desert with drastic weather fluctuations that affect your character's health, etc. Any attempts at innovation are ruined by the constant backtracking and limited variety of enemies encountered along the way. Drakengard 3 is an extremely linear game. Even the side quests are repetitive, with protagonist Zero returning to the
end of the paragraph, everyone. Remember.
Zero returning to the same handful of places to acquire items before the time runs out, a nod to original Drakengard's timed missions. The writers use self-deprecating humor as a passive mea culpa for all of the repetition, but after a while, the jokes wear thin, and only serve to remind me just how annoying having to revisit the same locations over and over again really is. The series' Rubik's Cube approach to storytelling doesn't really work here. An entertaining story and interesting characters could have made all the worst suffering through, but Drakengard 3 is devoid of both. The series' Rubik's Cube approach to storytelling Drakengard 3 is too slow to reveal its secrets and relies heavily on fans remembering what happened in the original Drakengard, which came out 10 years ago, in order to understand what's going on. It doesn't help that Zero and her disciples are poorly written, and no amount of rifling through Drakengard's database or attempts to engage Zero's disciples in conversations reveals much about them. Even Zero's
attempting to engage the disciples in conversation? I'm sorry, what? Is he talking about the in-between things where you can talk to them?
Even Zero's motivation for her quest to kill her sisters isn't fully explained until quite late in the tale.
Yeah, that's the point.
Yeah, that's story. Again, that's something that can be done well if the mystery is properly built up, but here it left me feeling directionless. If you really want the full story, you'll have to go through all 4 endings, with the last ending only accessible by collecting every weapon.
Yeah, that's...
Drakengard 3 has one bright spot, Zero's combat abilities. I loved being able to dispatch an entire phalanx. No, hold on.
Phalanx?
Phalanx, thank you, of enemies with
this
a,
guy's
with a few quick
phalanx, if you ask me.
And changing weapons on the fly kept the pace of combat fast and furious. The most exciting combat feature is in toner mode, a special overdrive that makes Zero nearly impervious to damage in battle. The scream, thrilling music, and accompanying camera spin as she transforms is impressively dramatic. It's in these brief moments where Zero is invincible that Drakengard 3 really shines. It's too bad her human AI companions are utterly useless in battle. Seriously, they're dumber than a bag of bricks, but I rarely needed their help anyway. I did appreciate the English voice cast's attempt to make the asinine combat banter somewhat meaningful, at least.
Meaningful?
But while controlling Zero is fun, controlling her flying dragon companion Mikhail is not. I'm not sure why the aerial combat is so terribly executed, but whenever I had to fight using Mikhail, I would grit my teeth and curse the developer for the clunky controls and unwieldy camera. It really ruined my overall enjoyment of this otherwise fun combat system. Fighting with a dragon is a real drag. Verdict. I did everything I could to overlook Drakengard 3's shoddy graphics, repetitive gameplay, poor controls, and shallow characters. Alas, this RPG is its own worst enemy. Everything about it feels underdeveloped and cobbled together. If there's ever another Drakengard, I hope the developers do it justice and invest in smoother technology and a better written script.
Oh my god.
4.8.
How could you like the combat that much? And okay, how could they go that whole review without talking about how they talk about fucking all the time?
Yeah. just completely skipped over that part. Yeah.
Without like, yeah, they said some things. Like, just not even to complain about it. Or like not even one way or the other. Just entirely neutral on the fact that they don't do anything except for talk about fucking.
He's like, oh yeah, I tried to engage them in contact, and it's just like they don't really like talk much, and it's like, okay, why aren't you talking about what they talk about? Like that kind of is like an essential part of it.
They do talk quite a bit. They never stop talking.
That's what the Ruggles says. Like the reviewer doesn't know what sex is. That's why they didn't like it.
they were just talking about some weird lore.
Yeah, which was never properly explained, by the way. I don't know where this lion's den that I was supposed to go to is, or how I was supposed to collect honey, but apparently it's super important to the story.
I could look up more Drakengard 3 reviews if we need to drag them out.
I've been probably just gonna do this payday mission, which is almost done basically after 23 seconds, and then we can take a break.
Drakengard 3's rough early hours give way to
Oh
a
my
singular,
God.
pleasantly weird experience.
Good lord. The reviewer is mad about the airship.
I'm mad about the airship. Let's get one thing straight here.
Aevee, I don't know if you remember the airship, but the airship is the thing where you get an airship and it's set up in a very like Kingdom Heartsian way. Like you have an airship.
Oh, yeah.
And then in the immediate cutscene after they tease like, this door's locked. Well, I'm sure if we keep our eyes out, we'll find a key. Maybe there's something useful in it. The airship is just blown up.
They're just really good at... I can't believe that Square Enix published this game that's very much directly making fun of Final Fantasy.
Yeah, no, like I've always said that like Dito looks
very
like
overt way.
Dito looks like he's supposed to be a fucking riff on Sora. Like they look so much the goddamn same.
Yeah, Dito is, and Sen absolutely feels like a Final Fantasy guy. There's just something about his manner. But I feel like a dipshit Final Fantasy guy is exactly the same as Ruwubi. Like, because Ruwubi is nothing but a dipshit Final Fantasy man. Fantasy is a Final Fantasy, if you will.
Also, James wants to know, James Virtual, who was that reviewer you were reading, Robbie?
Oh, that was from IGN.
Okay, that was IGN. James, I'm sorry that you arrived late. We were literally signing off because we've been doing this for 2 hours and 20 minutes at this point. A dipshit Final Fantasy guy is a good. I thought it's a dipshit Final Family guy.
Oh my god.
The one I read last stream was GameSpot.
What if?
All right. Any closing thoughts? Thanks everyone for coming to my stream. By the way, Aevee, thank you for being on. Robbie, thank you as always for being here.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, thanks so much.
My
for having
final
me.
my
I had a
final
great
thought is
time.
Drakengard 3 refuses to make concessions. And
Oh
it's
my
trashy.
god. Okay.
It hits the ground running with dirty
Okay.
humor and liberal use of
Alright.
swear words.
All right, good night, everyone.
Also, if people want to catch this one plus other ones, I've been uploading them to my YouTube channel, which is linked in the profile now under the title that says archive.is, and then it's Leet Speak for old streams. But I've just been putting there. Thanks for coming.
It's not lead speak. You only put a fucking 3 where the E's supposed to be.
Oh my god. Whatever, Avi. It looks like it looks like a fake archive.is link, but it is actually just spelling out the word old streams. And when you
Yeah,
click on
this
it,
is kind of like a pigeon lead speak, if anything.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Delete it and try again.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. You're right. Good night, everyone. Bye.
Good night.
Good night.